To me, that wasn't the story for last night. Again, guys have different ways of letting off steam. I think he had two security employees with him, casino employees. They weren't drinking. You know, every team I've ever been with in the NBA hasn't had a curfew. Guys would go out. The gambling's not illegal. You know, they were at work the next morning early. So, you know, other guys were in their room up all night watching videos, playing video games. So, again, that's not a concern of mine. I mean, we tell the guys be professional, you know, get your rest. It was a late game. They had all the next day to get their rest. Different guys have different ways of letting off steam. And they're grown men. It's not, you know, they were there legally. It wasn't like they were drinking, partying at a club. So, you know, that was not my concern about. My concern was getting our butt kicked with 19 turnovers and 21 rebounds. And that had them being at a casino right across the street, wherever it was, had nothing to do with it.
Dwane, what can you do? Like, they were blitzing Kyle and DeMar so badly. What do you do to get the other three guys in a string and take advantage of that back?
Spacing. We handled the game here. They were doing the same thing. You know, they were blitzing. We did a good job of handling it. For whatever reason, our timing was off. Our spacing was off. You know, and when we did execute it and got a wide open shot, we did some of the shots we didn't make, but we got wide open looks with two passes out of the double team. You know, we got good looks, Doug, and we got to continue to do that. We got to be disciplined. As soon as we see two bodies on the ball, get rid of it. Passing it quicker is something we got to do a better job of. It's nothing we haven't seen throughout the playoffs, whether it was Miami with this group or even Indiana. So, again, being alert for it, the timing of the pass, the spacing, all those things is what we have done a good job, and we got to do a better job of tomorrow night.
I think some of those shots off the second pass were pretty open looks for Damari from three, and he's really struggling from back there. Can you move other people around, or is that the shot he's going to get?
No, again, the way they're rotating off of him, he's going to be the guy that's open. Possibly Corey may be the guy that may be open, whoever that next guy is at the three-point line. They're very, you know, random as far as who they come off of and rotate from, but they do it at such a speed, and that's one of the best jobs they've done as far as rotating with force, with speed. And James is being like a free safety over there on the weak side. He's just taking off. And but again, you can beat him with the pass. You can beat him with the pass, and we got to be disciplined to do that.
So that shot's not going to be like Patrick or Terrence Ross.
Well,
they're too smart.
No, they're picking their poison. They understand what they're doing. Again, if we make one more pass, or if we attack and make one more pass, we could possibly get that shot. But again, we've got to be disciplined to look for that. But again, the guy's wide open, nobody near you. Those are the shots we got to make and knock them down.
Beyond the X's and O's, what at this point can you do in terms of helping these guys stay in it mentally?
Well, again, we've been here before. You look at all of our series. If you watched all of our series, we've been here before. Unfortunately, in the Miami series, we've been here. The Indiana series, we've been here with our backs against the wall. And unfortunately, we bounced back in those situations. And we're here at home. We've played well here at home. We are playing against one of the best teams in the NBA right now. And, you know, our guys take solace from being at home, understanding we've been here before, and we can bounce back. And I have faith that we will bounce back.
Do you have those conversations?
We just had it a while ago with the team in the team meeting.
Do you think the collective immaturity or where you are in the process has held these guys back from taking advantage?
I don't know if it's held us back, Doug. I think this is new territory for our team where we are conference finals. We are ahead of a process right now. You know, nobody except for Corey, I think, has been to the conference finals, you know, as far as a player is concerned. And so that's new territory for us. But again, there's nothing new about competing, playing hard, hitting people, getting on the floor for loose balls, all the fundamentals that it takes, playing with force on the offensive end that you've done before, can take the play, can overcome the moment. But again, it is a new stage for us, and it's a great step for us. It's a great moment for us to learn from, to grow from, and a lot of teams have been here. I know we played Miami, and had the three all-pro guys, Bosh and Wade and James. They were kind of in the same. That was their first time together in that moment, and it was a big moment for them. But they grew from it, and that's what we got to do. We got to grow from this, and it starts tomorrow night.
But based on the creating better looks and shots that you were just talking about, how much can be expected realistically from Valanciunas tomorrow night to help with that?
We'll see. I mean, again, getting the ball in the post will be a calming effect for us. To throw it in, they're double teaming him too in the low post. They got guys coming at him, so he's got to be able to make it out of the double team as the guards do. We looked at that today. So again, he can quarterback out of the low post as well as score out of the low post, and it gives us a third option.
The most shots DeMar has taken in any games this year have been the 2 elimination games. Does that have to be the formula again tomorrow night?
Well, again, they got to be quality shots. That's part of our issue. DeMar can be a quarterback at some time, and that's one of our issues as far as him kicking it out of the double teams in a timely fashion before he gets clamped. Because they're just not going to let him get quality shots. They're a good defensive team too, so they're going to send guys at him. But again, that's why he's got to beat him with the pass as well as the shot. He's got to take his scoring opportunities. But again, at the same time, when they send the second defender to him, he's got to make a timely pass and on target pass.
Dwane, 30 points off 19 turnovers. How many of those turnovers were live ball in the end, do you know?
That's a good question. I don't know exactly how many are live ball. I know they had 20 points off turnovers in the first half, 30 altogether. We did a little bit better job in the second half. But, again, a lot of those were live ball, and that's what they thrive off of. They thrive off of you getting a live ball turnover and then off to the races going to the other end. And that's why a lot of our defensive woes started with our offense, taking care of the ball, making solid passes in those situations.
When you looked at the film, was it bad passes out of the double or the bad passes?
It wasn't just all out of a double. It was some of them just, handling the basketball, passing and catching, DHOs, stuff that, you said, whoa, where did that come from? So it was some, like I think we said in our last series, uncharacteristic stuff. And, again, I don't, like Doug asked a while ago, I don't know if it's the moment. I know our guys are better than that. Their defense was good, but it wasn't that good as far as some of the turnovers we had. We saved the ball one time under their basket, which, we talk about that all the time. If you have to, throw it all the way to the other end. And, so some things that we can control that we can do a better job of, and I'm sure we will.
Coach, it was just announced Kyle Lowry made third-team All-NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to what that means.
It means a lot. I mean, that's, we harp on the negatives of our program. We have a lot of positives going, a lot of growth over the years. I think if someone had asked, would Kyle Lowry be an all-pro player 5 years or 3 years ago, 4 years when he came here, you would have said you own something. So he's done a great job of being kind of the head of the snake here in Toronto. The motor, again, we're in the process of growing our program to be like the teams that are in the money every year, and that's where we're growing to. And it doesn't happen overnight, and he's been a big part of that process.
Over the course of the playoffs, you've been probably asked about momentum and whether something will carry over dozens and dozens of times, and it seems like the answer is always no.
Right.
Are you surprised at how little carries over?
It does, not in a 7-game series. I mean, you have too many good teams, Eric. You're talking about probably everybody, they even put us down as other. So, you're talking about one of the top teams in the league. There's nobody that's going to let you have momentum. I mean, you may have it for a little bit, but when you do have it, you got to take advantage of it. We had it in the game here at home. I thought the game there, we got off to a decent start, but then they got the momentum. They got a couple of live ball turnovers, as Michael said, and kind of got them going. And but again, when you get momentum in a game, you better take advantage of it because that's not necessarily true that's going to hold over to the next game.
Has there been a point in the playoffs where, like, maybe you thought you guys had something figured out and were really surprised that it didn't come the next game?
Well, the blitzes. I thought we had done a better job against the blitzes, and lo and behold, they turned up the level a little bit of physicality or whatever. The rotations were crisper. They clamped it harder. We held on it a little bit too long, and it got us. So there's different things that I thought Kevin Love getting going hurt us. They had that third wheel to get going. And, you can do some things against LeBron James. You can do some things against Kyrie Irving to slow them down a little bit. But when you add that third guy in there that you've got to possibly double team or whatever, that you run it all over the place. So we've got to do a better individual job on him and not let him get going.
Coach, the officiating got eclipsed because of the nature of that game yesterday. Are you concerned at all with the quality of how it's played out and what it's going to mean?
I've got 2 children that's got to go to college. And I'm not going to donate money from their college fund.
Dwane, this playoffs has seen as many games decided by 5 points as decided by 20 points, 17 each. Why do you think there have been as many blowout games in the playoffs where you've seen top-tier teams competing against?
It's amazing. I mean, because again, we all are talking like, this is crucial. This game's important. And I'm sure Golden State was saying the same thing. OKC was saying the same thing when they were in. It's a phenomenon. I don't know if it's, okay, we got another one, but I think, human nature, when it comes down to your back is against the wall, you see the best come out of teams, and that's the psychology of being resilient, I think, is very important in a 7-game series. And again, you got to take care of home and try to steal one on the road. And I think everybody goes into these 7-game series with that mentality.
But how are teams able to get such wide margins, do you think?
That's, again, you get like you said, in those games, you do get momentum in a game, but again, doesn't mean anything that you're going to get it the next game. And you've seen it throughout the series. You've seen it with us. We get spanked. We got spanked by Miami, and we bounced right back. And in the first 2 games up there, we bounced back. So I don't know if it carries over. I know it doesn't carry over to the next game, but I think it just snowballs as the game goes on. Guys mentally check out, not check out, but relax a little bit. And, it snowballs.
Dwane, watching these,
Go ahead.
watching these games, you see a lot of players, obviously, they're dinged up, they get hurt. Given the amount of games and that you're playing in such a short span, how would you characterize sort of how near 100% all these teams are at this stage?
There's a lot of folks that are dinged up. We've got some guys that are dinged up. They've got some guys that are dinged up. But like I said, at this time of year, that's no excuse. We all are tired. We've played every other day. But that's no excuse for this time of year. That's the price you pay for being in one of the top 4 teams or in the Final 4, as you say. There's nobody that's 100% right now. But again, that's when the cream comes to the top. You play through it. You fight through it. Jonas, he's going to tell you he's 100%, but he's not the way he was in Game 3 of Miami. But right now, there's nobody that's, and I'm sure they have guys, too, that have some nicks and bumps. But this is the time of year you have to play through it.
But I know you expect Cleveland to come in with a sense of urgency and prepared to win the game tomorrow night. But based on the outcome of tonight's game, maybe that could drive them even more to want to close out and make sure they're on par with getting rest?
I could care less what they want to do. It's about the Toronto Raptors for me. It's about our approach, our mental approach, our physical approach, our intensity of the way we come out tomorrow night here at home.
When Kyle and DeMar get blitzed like that, now is the onus more on them or on the other 3 guys on the court?
It's a 5-man job, Michael. It's a 5-man job that have to be tied on a string, on a rope. If one guy falls asleep or doesn't get to where he wants to do, it kind of messes up everything. We've got to have a guy pulling behind. We got to have the center, the guy to flash in and what we call short roll, show his hands, be big, and come and meet the pass. There's a couple passes we hit our big guys with that they kind of stood there instead of coming and meeting it. So all those fundamentals that you got to go through, and they're intensified, they're magnified right now. You don't, you're not in the right spot where a team is scouted you and they've got you. They understand what you're trying to do. If you make a mistake and don't get to your right spot, then and again, that comes from alertness, and we did that in our game before last night, and that's what's surprising, that you could go from one game to the next and not execute, but then that's what the playoffs are about.
The deeper you go into the postseason, you play more and more games. The fact they've played 6 less games than you guys. Is there anything you can do to sort of combat it, or does it matter?
No, again, we've both played every other day. We played 2 series, and that's on us. We went 7 games and 7 games, and we had an opportunity to close out to get rest. They did their job by closing out, sweeping 2 series, and we didn't. We had to battle a little longer. So that's on us. But, we've played every other day just like they have, and I don't think fatigue has anything to do with it whatsoever right now. Again, it's about us being in new territory. How bad do we want it? Us understanding the moment, seizing the moment, making sure we take care of home. But home is not going to take care of you. You've got to take care of home with your intensity, your focus, attention to detail, because everybody's playing hard. But it's your attention to detail and doing the little things to make sure you execute against a very talented team.